Oh, my name is Samantha Slaven. I am the proud author of the Squared Circle Human, a new poetry collection coming out from Alien Buddha Press. So, this collection was conceived through Discord poems and a daily prompts that one of my friends put up during National Poetry Month back in April. So the title is obviously wrestling themed. It's definitely wrestling coded. That's a new passion that my husband and I have picked up. My husband had an interest in wrestling as a child. I had just negative connotations regarding wrestling when I was younger, when I was growing up. And then as I've discovered wrestling as an adult, I'm not entirely sure why those ever existed. It's theater, but it's theater and sport in this whole hybrid world. So, and since April was WrestleMania month, and that's when my friend, she was rolling metaphor dice every day. So she had bought metaphor dice, I forget from where, I think a convention or something, and, you roll these 3 dice together, and it creates a metaphor, and then she was using that as a prompt. So I was following along with that, and I also am a part of a Discord for poets. And there's the daily prompt tab as one of the channels, so I participate in that. And then there's also just some little cuties that just didn't find love on their own. So I'm gonna take the time to read through a couple of these. So like I said, it's wrestling coded, but that's not necessarily what every piece is about. I'm a a survivor of narcissistic and psychological abuse, so that's a big theme. I got married within the last 2 years, so that's another theme. So, there are a lot. There's a lot. It's a heavy book, but it also has lighthearted moments and fun moments. Basically just talks about life through a loose wrestling lens. So, the first piece I'm going to read is one called Broken. And so my husband and I got engaged in October of 2021, and then we were married in November of 2022. And in October of 2023, we were out to dinner with a friend one night, and I looked down and I noticed that a significant chunk of the stone in my engagement ring had broken off. I concluded that this was due to not taking my ring off when I was using nail polish remover. So that's a lesson. If you use nail polish remover, take off your expensive 100-year-old antique jewelry. Might help. So this is Broken. I stare at the empty space where the band of white gold once held court. Removed, its jewel, missing a vital piece. While you sleep, I sneak to the room where the box is kept. I place the ring on the finger that I originally called home. Memories return. The engagement, nerves, running rampant down my spine and lower extremities. Kissing, on a ship. The ocean waves lapping the vessel, carrying us closer to a Caribbean shore. The day the ring was joined by another, gaining more meaning than it ever had prior. All at once, I return to the present, to the true reality. The symbol of your love no longer is whole. I consider the doorknob, the closet, the glass, the paint on a wall, skeletons scattered among our home, remnants of what I have broken. But you, steadfast, strong, love me against all odds. You vowed, even before I knew you, to choose me, flaws and all. I return the ring to the box. crawl back beneath covers to be enveloped by your arms. The next piece I'll read it directly influenced the title of Squared Circle Human. So there was a prompt one day in Discord, and this was after I had first joined. And the prompt was 4 wards, and I wasn't entirely sure what they meant by wards. Like, are you warding off an evil spirit? So I thought that maybe it meant like wards in a hospital. Like, you're kind of like building a building or arranging something. So I interpret it as 4 wards as, 4 wards building a person, and I dubbed myself the Squared Circle Human. This is 4 wards. 1 is sectioned off, barbed wire covered in blood, broken glass, a sunken table, the ring empty, a faint sweat stain graces the mat. A chant of "This is awesome" can be heard lingering on the lips of the dead air. Another section, more gruesome than the first. Fangs. A gravel-covered yard for the angels. The demons stand guard as night descends. The third is pretty. Makeup brushes smeared with shades of purple, black, and game day red. Implements of heat capabilities. Lights, social media, action. The fourth, spice and flavor flow. Comfort, connection, in a tiny room with a dog running between our legs. Stacked and divided, they stand, molding a shape of the Squared Circle Human. Reborn each day to face the same frustrations and celebrations, created anew. So, next piece, I think I'll do one more after this. So this piece was actually written, inspired by Rhea Ripley. So my husband and I weren't able to attend actual WrestleMania, but we attended literally everything else. And when I mean everything else, I mean literally everything else. We went to SmackDown the night before night 1 of WrestleMania. We went to WWE World on the Monday after WrestleMania. We went to Stand and Deliver, so if you follow NXT, which you should, we went to that and got to see Roxanne Perez reclaim her belt, become the NXT Women's Champion, which she just lost that belt recently. And I also went to a Pot Life podcast that was about wrestling. So we did everything. We also met Tiffany Stratton that weekend as well. So at the Raw after WrestleMania, that was when Rhea Ripley was cutting a promo with Liv Morgan and was thrown into a wall. And she hurt her shoulder and had to relinquish her title. That was also probably partially at work because she ended up getting married during the time that she was away. But I wrote a piece inspired by her having to vacate her championship. So this is called Wild Child. You don't expect a flash of black, streaming purple, glitter raining from my fiery eyes. You don't know what you're getting with broad shoulders, raven hair, dominating, towering above, boots to step up, a jacket to carry as a cape, a symbol to remember, to fear. I take no prisoners. I feel your hatred, your trepidation. It fuels me. I am reborn. Every time I stand before you. I am a phoenix, a dragon heir, a ruler amongst peasants. I will return, your queen. You will kneel, and I will relish in your pain. One more. So when I was proofreading the book, prior to, officially getting published in a physical copy, I was going back through, and sometimes you ever, find a line or find a poem, and you're like, oh, I wrote that. I can't believe that came out of me. This is one of those poems. So this is called My Words. My words are steel cable flowers, manufactured but naturally flowing, gracing the landscape of my dreams. My words grow from nothing, pouring out of holes left in the walls of punk rock dive bars. They say the pen is mightier than a forged sword, and I have a tendency to believe the dreamers. My words. For the day of the earth I celebrate you, and all you bring to creation. So once again, I feel like I keep holding up the cover multiple times. This is the Squared Circle Human, and it will be available starting February 1st. Thank you.